The first trial related to Taeyoung and Jungkook's case recently took place. Both decided not to accept a settlement during the mediation process. This decision was made because the accused, known online as Sojang, did not acknowledge responsibility for spreading false information. According to legal reports, Sojang allegedly posted several manipulated videos with the intention of damaging Taeyoung and Jungkook's public image. Due to Sojang's refusal to accept guilt, Taeyoung and Jungkook have decided to continue the lawsuit until a full trial is held. Their goal is to ensure that justice recognizes the harm caused by these actions and that the corresponding sanctions are applied. The couple seeks to set a clear precedent that other people's images cannot be used to fabricate stories or for personal gain. Sojang not only posted videos with false information, but also altered images and created rumors that were never confirmed. These rumors spread rapidly on social media, generating confusion among fans and affecting both Taeyoung and Jungkook's personal and professional reputations. Many of these rumors attempted to break up the couple or suggest false relationships with other artists, which increased the discontent among their supporters. Over time, Jungkook and Taeyoung have maintained a stable relationship, based on mutual respect, teamwork, and trust. Although they tend to be discreet about their private lives, they have made it clear that they are united and constantly support each other. This has strengthened the bond between them, both personally and professionally, allowing them to face difficult situations like this with maturity. The case also seeks to send a strong message to other content creators who spread unsubstantiated rumors, including those who constantly try to link Jungkook to other people using edited material or fabricated scripts. The intent of this lawsuit is not only to clear his name, but also to warn that it is not acceptable to publish false information, especially when it directly affects the lives of real people. Taeyoung and Jungkook are defending their right to live peacefully and without being victims of fabricated lies. In many cases, the rumors went beyond simple misunderstandings. They were organized campaigns to confuse the public and manipulate perceptions of their relationship. Some even went so far as to create theories claiming they were married to other artists or denying their current relationship, without any real basis. What is happening with this trial can also be seen as an opportunity to reflect on how we use information on the internet and the responsibility that comes with sharing content. Many people forget that behind every image or video are human beings with feelings, and that words can cause harm, especially when used to create unfounded scandals. The decision to take this case to the ultimate conclusion demonstrates Taeyoung and Jungkook's commitment to protecting their truth and preventing more people from going through similar situations. I also want to tell you about a moment that many of us noticed, and that has been a hot topic among those of us who follow Taeyoung and Jungkook. During a recent live stream in which they were both present, the closeness between them was clearly evident, not only as artists, but as people who share a very special connection. It was an encounter full of glances, gestures, and that unique complicity that we've seen before, but which seemed much more intense this time. From the start of the livestream, the energy between the two was evident. There was a kind of playfulness in their gestures, like when you're with someone you love very much and you can't help but smile every time they look at you. The glances they shared didn't go unnoticed. They were long, firm, as if each one was completely focused on the other. One of the moments that caught the most attention was when Taeyoung took a glass of water. At first glance, it seemed like a common gesture, but upon closer inspection, many noticed that he didn't actually drink. Rather, it was like a brief pause he took to disguise the intensity of the moment. Just before, his expression showed a mix of amusement and something more personal, as if he felt he was exposing himself too much. Jungkook, for his part, couldn't hide what he felt either. He was seen biting his lip as he looked at Taeyoung with a slight smile, one of those you can't control when someone special inspires tenderness or admiration. The most beautiful thing about all this is that, even with millions of people watching them, they showed themselves as they are. They didn't try to hide their closeness, nor avoid those gestures that reflect affection and trust. This isn't something new for those of us who have followed Taekook for a long time. Whenever they are together, there's something in the air that changes, their expressions soften, their movements are freer, and it seems as if the world stops just for them. That kind of connection isn't forced, it simply occurs when two people understand each other on a deeper level. Furthermore, something that can't be ignored is how comfortable they seem with each other. Jungkook, in particular, seemed more relaxed than usual. His attitude was very open, he seemed happy and completely at ease. It's an expression we've learned to recognize in him, but it only appears when he's with Taeyoung. It's not just that he laughs more or speaks more freely, but how he looks at him, how he listens to what Taeyoung says, and how he responds to his every gesture. There's a harmony between the two that's difficult to explain in words, but it's felt every time they share a space together. Over the years, they've shown that their relationship is constant. They don't need to talk all the time to show how much they love each other. Sometimes, a glance, a subtle gesture, or a word spoken with intention is enough. It's in those small details that one can see that there's more than friendship or camaraderie. There's trust, genuine affection, and above all, a deep respect for each other. This natural way in which they understand and care for each other makes it clear that they have a unique bond, one that has grown over time and continues to grow stronger. This latest livestream was just another example of how strong their connection is. What's interesting is that they didn't do anything over the top or out of place. And that's what fans value most, their authenticity. Knowing that even in the midst of a public event, with so many people hanging on their every move, they behave sincerely and without masks. Many fans have commented that seeing Jungkook so freely and expressively with Taeyoung is a sign of how much this relationship means to him. It's not easy to be vulnerable in front of so many people, but with Taeyoung by his side, Jungkook seems to feel safe. That security is evident in how he acts, how he moves, and even how he responds to silences. Because when you're with someone you truly care about, silence also becomes comfortable. When you see Taeyoung and Jungkook together, there's one thing that immediately stands out: the way they communicate without words. Some people might think their interactions are scripted, a performance designed only for the cameras. But if you look closely, it's easy to notice that what happens between them has a different depth. The gestures they share, the lingering glances, the gentle touches, all of this happens consistently and without forcing anything. These aren't isolated moments, but repeated actions that form a pattern. Taeyoung and Jungkook aren't imitating something they've practiced, they're showing something that comes naturally to them without much thought. That's what's truly striking. Often, when they're together, the two touch each other with a naturalness that needs no explanation. They don't stop to check if anyone is watching, they don't seem to hold back. And that's not common. If it were just a show, if everything were rehearsed, it would show in the discomfort or the exaggeration. But that's not the case. Every time they get close, they do so as if they were alone, as if the rest of the world had disappeared for a few seconds. There's one thing that always repeats itself: when they're close, their bodies adjust to each other. There's no distance between them. Sometimes it's a shoulder that leans against each other, other times a hand that reaches for the other without thinking. There are also times when one of them turns their head, and without saying anything, the other already knows what they're feeling. That connection can't be faked. The movements they make when they're together have their own rhythm. It's as if they know each other so well that they no longer need words to understand each other. Every gesture has a story, a meaning. And even if they don't say it, it shows. It's as if they have their own language, made of silences and gestures that only they understand. This kind of communication doesn't come out of nowhere. It only appears when there's a true connection. And in Taekook's case, that connection hasn't been broken over time. On the contrary, it has grown stronger. No matter how many times you see them together, there's always something new in their way of being close. Something that confirms that what they share isn't just for show, it's part of their reality. When you carefully analyze the way Taeyoung and Jungkook interact, it becomes clear that the gestures they share aren't simple spontaneous moments, they're actions that have been repeated over time. And they don't happen by chance. They do it because it's what comes naturally to them when they're together. One of the clearest details is how they physically seek each other out. There's no fear in getting close, in touching, in leaning on each other. They don't do it out of obligation or to follow a script, they do it because there's a constant trust between them that needs no explanation. It's a type of physical contact that is only seen when there is an established and living relationship. Every repeated gesture has a meaning. When someone repeats the same type of approach with another person over and over again, it's because their body automatically responds to the other's presence. In the case of Taeyoung and Jungkook, this can be seen in many different moments. No matter whether they're in front of a camera or behind the scenes, their actions are the same. This consistency is only possible when what they do is true.